and welcome to this week's look at action in film. And we are in mid-60s, 65 and 66. I say 2 years because it's two movies about the same character. It is In Like Flint and Our Man Flint. Our Man came out before In Like, but I've got them the other way around just on the basis of action. If you're not familiar with the Derek Flint movies, you should go and see them. You know, they're online. You can watch them on there. They're huge fun, and you can also see where a great deal of the humour from the Austin Powers movies has come from. It's come from this type of movie. I was a big fan of James Coburn back in my childhood. I remember a movie called Cross of Iron. Was that a Peckinpah movie? I think it was a Peckinpah movie, a war picture. My Uncle Al and Auntie Anne, when I went down to stay with them in Cornwall, they were fans of that film, would watch it a lot. And I know we used to watch that quite often. And James Coburn was always I was a bit of a fan of James Coburn. Tall, slender, very good martial artist because of his friendship with Bruce Lee. Bruce, of course, gave him pointers in certain aspects of martial arts, kung fu in particular. But his ability in the fight scenes here is very evident. The stunt coordinator on both of these pictures is a guy called BUZZ HENRY, who was a child actor back in the sort of early 40s, 30s and 40s. And had some success with some pictures of him starring in these pictures, and then moved on to action, presumably through being able to ride a horse and do other bits and pieces. And so on the strength of that, he started doing this. He doubles Coburn in a number of the setups that you're going to see. He also has a role in the picture, which I'll point out later on, in both of these pictures in various shapes and forms. And of course later on, Coburn is also doubled by Paul Stader, who doubled him on a number of pictures later on, but of course went on much bigger and better onto coordinating movies like the Poseidon Adventure, for instance, and movies of that nature. So let's enjoy this, and I'll catch you on the other side. So here we go. We're going to start with In Like Flint. Just from an action point of view, the movies came around the other way. Here's a nice little touch at the very start of this picture here, where Flint, disguised as a general, goes in to get his paperwork examined and is stopped by this chap who hits him and knocks him straight into the door. It's rather nice. Some of the guards on duty here, Chuck Hicks and Dick Dial. Jumping down here, John Dayan is here. BUZZ HENRY is doubling for Coburn until there. Then there's the other side. Coburn takes over, offset, and then launches him in full flight onto the guys on the bottom. Magnificent. Take a look at this. This is rubber, right? He's actually being hit in the face. All right, so it's a rubber baton. Look at this peak of his cap. Boing. Oh, clonk. Hits him straight in the kisser. And he reacts accordingly. He's acting. Of course he's acting, but nevertheless, wouldn't want to get too many takes of being smacked in the face with a rubber thingamajig. Chuck Hicks again, this time getting the judo chop, as I'm sure every time I see him do this, it reminds me of it. And then he gets sent on his way over the banister. That was nice. Here's a clever little moment, and it's from an editing point of view. I think it's rather weird. Just watch. So the guy's got his hat on, right? Hat on, hat off, hat off. Goes up the steps, hat off, hat on again. Oh, okay, that's weird. Bit of continuity. But look at that. What a dismount. Fantastic. The chase continues. Attacked at the top. It's all based around fights and falls here, but it's really very good to watch. Moving, bang, this extending arm thing he does. He does that a lot in this picture. He's got one of those batons for himself now. And then this is actually BUZZ HENRY who's going to be doing the fall. So it's in silhouette, it's in dark, they've worked it all out. I thought that was going to be a good angle for the fall to be captured on, but they do it from the other side. So bit of struggle, bit of struggle. Again, everything in silhouette, so you can use doubles and then, boom, gets him launched off there. Look. And a nice landing onto there. This is the Moscow sequence, or the Russia sequence. Again, hoi! And off he goes. Through the window, Buzz Henry going through the window. There's just certain bits you don't need Coburn to do. Get after him! And off he goes. So there's certain things that you don't need Coburn to do, but JC does manage to sell a great deal of it. Like this moment, for instance, I don't know who this is, but he grabs hold of him and heave-hose him over the edge, which ultimately is going to the river below or the water below. Probably a matte plate, I would have thought, for some of this, sliding down the roofs, running around. Just for the background, it's a studio shot, but it's nicely lit. He comes sliding down. That would have been doubled, and over he goes. So as soon as he goes around, there's an example of a two-man switch later on, which is rather good. This is rather nice. Here comes the judo moment, the full extension. Here, hi! Henry Wills is the captain there. Ooh, who hits the other guy and then gets launched into the table. Then Buzz Henry in character turns up. This is superb. I just love this section as well. This is the whole gymnasium section. He runs in and your man gets launched over there like that, which is fantastic. This is the two-man switch. Watch this. Buzz Henry come hurtling in like wildebeest. Whack! Hits him. And then up gets JC. Thank you very much. And off he goes out of shot. Really simple. Play about with it. Make it work for you. You don't need to have the double the whole time. But, you know, have the shot there. Have the actor in place, ready to go. He's going to evade capture by these two by running in the opposite direction. They've gone, hey, wait a minute. He's that way, fellas. Oh, quick. And off they go. Now he's nearly inside the building. Here he comes. And he's met by a bunch of armed guards. Over he jumps. Down. The landing is Buzz Henry, because he then has to bounce up and onto the bars and to here. Now, watch the guy in the background. Super. Paul Stader takes over for this part of the fight. Good kick here coming up. Boing, have that. Whack. Hits him with the top of his fist there. And again, the guy here, it's a great visual gag. He's got to go and catch the rope, move the rope. Look, dead easy. Oops, and off he goes. Having a fight in a gymnasium must be just like Christmas come early. You've got so many things you can use. Again, that's Buzz up there. Jumping down, swinging over, hey, and then, hey, bosh, and it's Dick Dahl and Chuck Hicks getting the feet to the chest. And Nick Dimitri gets a thump in the chest for his trouble. Whack, have that. Thank you very much. And more of the same. Off he goes. There's the bowling moment. This is nice as well. Right, have this. So he bowls at him, catches it, and still gets a strike. Look at that. Classy. This is the back end of the movie. Comes inside. There's the astronauts. And one of the astronauts is Charlie Pacerni. Look at that. Super. Now then, we move on to our man Flint. This happened the year before. This was the earlier picture, but I like the action in the other one. I think it flows better into this one. It starts with the judo. The judo, of course, very good because he was working in conjunction with Bruce Lee, who gave him all those pointers in those early days. He then progressed later on. This is an interesting moment in the fight as well. So we've got two stunt guys here, Chuck Hicks and Joe Gray. Goes at them like a ton of bricks. Bang! Now there's a moment here where he misses completely. Watch the punch nowhere near him, but he reacts accordingly. Not even hiding it at all. But he's very tall, James Coburn. Long legs, he can throw his legs up in the air, it looks impressive. It's a rather brutal way to finish that fight. This is in the club. This guy is 0008, all right? doing a lot of nice little dives about the place here. And I mean, there's loads of stunt people in the bar not credited. This is Sol Gorse, who's the double here, and he's getting himself knocked about in the fight there with James Coburn. And this is the moment where they're having a discussion in the film. I've taken the dialogue out, obviously, but he says, no, it's bigger than Spectre. It's Galaxy, and Galaxy is the big villain thing here. Goodbye, 0008, and off he goes. Bang, through the wall. The back end of this film is set at height. And again, the whole purpose of this has been around its fights and its falling. And here's a combination of both. This is the back of the movie. This is a nice tracking shot. I've always liked this. There's a crane shot, I'm assuming, as it goes up to the top. You're getting an idea of, oh, he's getting higher, which means, oh my God, he's higher up. It's going to be much more dangerous up there. And he keeps going and he keeps going, and you're thinking, my God, he's high, so high. I would say that's probably 50 feet, 60 feet maybe. It's pretty impressive. And he goes along. There's a couple of guards arrive at the other end, you'll note. Here they come. And then you get a shot from there. Now look, so there's a bearded actor. We don't know who that is. The guy behind is Hal Needham, it turns out, who gets that and is then, bosh, kicked off and sent into a bag below. Nice fall. So the actor, here's the actor, and all of a sudden it goes straight to the double, Michael Masters, who performs this fall. It's a very odd thing to do. Why would you do that? Without falling behind something or something. I don't know, it's very odd, but it's right smack bang full frontal. The back of the movie is Edward Mulhare, who is the villain. He was the guy who was in charge of Michael Knight, you'll remember, on Knight Rider, doubled here by Tom Steele. And again, fairly standard stuff. Bit of sword play, bit of fighting. And then he gets him up onto this railing here, manages to avert a punch. Watch him, he pulls it, look, oof, gets it to the stomach and pulls it right clean. Very, very good being able to do that. And then lobs him over the top. Very nice pulling punches, does it very well. And the final moment is the Paul Stader swan dive, which many of you will have seen before. It's probably 70 feet. And he was a world-class diver, of course. And he is just about to launch himself from that point there. Keeps a nice shape all the way down, toes, feet just coming over. But that's pretty good, I think. Very impressive. Well, there you go. And I tell you what, they've done. I'll throw the kitchen sink at some of those set pieces. Some of the high falls in that are truly fabulous. And the guy with the Mr. Masters, Michael Masters, taking over the fall. Maybe he was the only stunt guy with a beard. Who knows? This is a possibility. They've got an actor who's got a little bit of a beard and not that much hair, and they replace him with a stuntman who's got a fair bit of hair and quite a bit of beard. I'm very, very confused. But it was the 60s. You can get away with stuff back then. Nowadays, people will scrutinise that, Now, so I hope you enjoyed that. Next week, bit of a bonus, really, for me, because I've loved this movie for a very long time. And it's Burt Reynolds. It's Burt Reynolds doing what Burt Reynolds did best, and this is from the early 70s. It's a movie called Seamus. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. It's not, he was the first to say, not the greatest movie in the world, but there are some super set pieces which we're going to have a little look at and point some stuff out. So do join me then for more of the same. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, then do so. It won't hurt. It won't hurt. Go on, have a go. What's the worst that could happen? Click the little button there, the notifications button, and subscribe, and you'll be the first to find out about all the new bits and pieces that come our way. And join us on all the social media bits and pieces. The links are all down there in the notes. If you want to click on the link, it'll take you to everywhere, including those lovely people from the Pod Dojo Network, who are responsible for backing my podcast, and they'll check out all of theirs as well. So go and do that if you would like to. And until next time, I will see you and bid you a fond farewell. Bye for now.